Hey guys, welcome back to another chapter of the Bullpen. We had a lot of things going on in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to give you a couple of highlights on what's going on in the world. Here's how we're going to start off. 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump ordered an executive order to send troops into D.C., clean it up, and here's a clip of him talking about it.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening. They've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse. Every American has a constitutional right to be able to access and petition their government in safety, and countless federal officials and employees likewise have the right to carry out their jobs in peace without being shot. As you know, I lost a very good person a while ago, was shot waiting for his wife. He was in the car. They robbed his car. They shot him. They killed him like it was nothing to it. She was walking to the car. It's a horror show. This issue directly impacts the functioning of the federal government and is a threat to America, really. It's a threat to our country. Days ago, a former member of the DOJ staff was savagely beaten by a band of roving thugs after defending a young woman from an attempted carjacking. He was left dripping in blood. He thought he was dead with a broken nose and concussion. Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it. In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tragically killed after being hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting. A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House. A Democrat congressman was also carjacked at gunpoint not far from the Capitol. And in 2023, an aide to Senator Rand Paul was stabbed in the chest and head by a demented lunatic as he walked down the street, just absolutely for no reason. Horrifically, last July 4th weekend, a 3-year-old girl was shot in the head and killed while sitting in a car near the Capitol. It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness.
If they don't go in, I don't know what this country is going to come to. You know, it's starting off with D.C., but it's running rampant all over the country. Something has to be done. And for the news media not to pick this up is insane. For the Democratic Party to argue about this is more insane. What do they want this country to become? And the facts are that it has been getting worse and worse and worse. So I don't know what you need. You need them to break into your own house and rape your wife and kill your kids. And what do you need to say enough is enough? I don't think it's harsh enough. If you don't talk like this, then nothing's going to stop them. Why it's stopping and slowing down is because he's ballsy enough to make moves. sitting there with the Attorney General. She's tough too. I mean, that's what you need to stop it. When I was 13, 14 years old, I was in a street gang. It was nothing like this. We protected people in our neighborhoods. We never were violent like that, going around beating up old men and old women. And the things that they're doing today is just completely, like he says, it's almost like it's worse than a third world country. We live in the United States. There's so many of us who died and fought for freedom and for our country, not for this. So if you don't have a guy like him who's taking the bull by the horns, then we're done. What's going to be the difference between those countries and us? So, I mean, if he's not doing this, then we're done.
Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals and homeless encampments as well.
She's saying, there's no need to freak out, but who's freaking out? The public is not freaking out. It's the Democratic Party that's allowing this. It's Joe Biden opened up the borders, and you got people from all over the world, people that actually lived in a third world, and come in here and they're not changing. They're just trying to rob and kill and do everything. She's saying the right thing, and I don't know who's freaking out, and I can't even understand when people are freaking out, whether it's the news media, politicians. How could you freak out about something that's helping the country, helping our kids, helping our families? How could you freak out and call them wrong or call them a dictator, whatever you're going to do? I've never seen anything or heard anything like this in my life. Take them in, treat them, help them. If they don't want help, then lock them up. Deport them, get rid of them, fight back. If they're violent criminals, that's what their prisons are for. To baby them, why would you want to baby? Would you want to, if this guy came and killed one of your family members, would you want to baby him? Would you want to let him go out of prison and go out and kill somebody else? I mean, I just don't get the whole thing. And I don't get the Democratic Party. It sounds like I keep banging into them, but they're the ones who are making this happen, approving it in states. The only way we could stop it, he could stop it by putting in the National Guard. We could stop it by voting these people out. We keep voting them in. We're listening to them. What side are you on? The U.S. side or homeless people or people from other countries who don't even belong here? There is no answer for them to feel sorry for them or to do anything for them, not when they're committing crimes. Now, if there's people broke, I mean, there's all kinds of money in this country. They could help them. If they want to be helped, well, they need to go out and get a job. There's a lot of jobs available, sweeping floors, whatever you want to do. You don't have to go out and commit crimes. And there's no pass for that. There's nothing to be sorry about them. You can go out and you can get, I see them even when I go to the store. They're on the corners, sitting with kids sometimes, looking for sympathy, giving them 50 cents, $1, $2, or whatever. It's not working. Go get a job. There's jobs available. Farm jobs. There's all kinds of jobs that you can go and get. Low-level jobs. There's no reason that we should accept what they're doing because they don't have a job. Or they're not decent enough to go look for a job and work for something. But it looks like they don't want to be helped. They set up tents. They stay in their tents. They take drugs. They drink. They do crimes, and we have to feel sorry for them. But again, this is Joe Biden. The border's open. Tens of millions, 20 million people came in, or whatever the numbers are. And our crime in every city, in every state in the United States is completely off the charts. And now we find out that, they're duping the numbers and saying, like in New York, the crime isn't that bad, it went down. Didn't go down. I listen to the news every morning. There's a shooting or something going on every single day. So I don't know what statistics they're looking at, but that's not true. And he's saying they're false statistics. And I believe that.
Trump must go now!
Trump must go now! Time for Trump to go!
Now's the time for Trump to go!
All the years I'm alive, I've never seen anything like this in my life. When Vietnam was happening, there was protests against the war. And they're not homeless people. They're not people who are killing people. They were out there protesting a war. Most of those people were nonviolent. And they had something that was worthwhile. They wanted to stop killing. For us to stop killing in Vietnam. That has at least a point to it. And but they're not homeless. These people, I don't know who they are, or what they are, or what they think. Free D.C. You've dealt with free D.C., and people are dying like flies. Nobody wants to go there no more. Nobody wants to live there. Nobody wants to work there. That's free D.C. He's free D.C. with his actions. Who these people are who are marching, I can't understand who they are or what they are. I know that a lot of them are young college kids too. What are they learning in schools? When you spend all this money sending your kids to school, trying to give them a better life, and this is what they're doing, I would tell my kid, fuck you. I'm not paying for college or anything. I mean, go march, go get a job, do whatever you want to do. Get out of my house. I don't know where these people come from. I don't buy all that bullshit. I mean, I was liberal a little bit, about things. I could understand being liberal. You want certain freedoms. This isn't a freedom. This is taking away our freedom. If you win and he does nothing and there's crimes in the street, what kind of freedom is that? What did your protest do? I don't care whether you hate Trump, love him, don't like him. The policies would talk. Not the man. Maybe you don't like him, but that doesn't mean anything. But don't go to his parties. Don't applaud for him. Do whatever you want, which don't make sense anyway. But this is insanity. You're protesting policies that are working to keep people safe. And when you're protesting against that, it's not liberal anymore. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is. I know when I was young, I went to Tijuana. It was brutal. Brutal. I mean, kids were pimping their mothers and sisters off. It was brutal. And then they went and they cleaned it up. It took a long time because they left it there like that for a long time. Do you want our streets to be that? Tijuana is not the best place to live. It's still a tough area, but not like when I was younger. It was hell. It was living hell. You knew as an American, as a young kid, don't go into Tijuana, bro. You saw people march that when the mafia was there, it was safer than it is now. They got rid of the mafia. The government took control. There's more murders and rapes than there ever was. The old-time mobsters would tell us young guys, this is our city. These are our people. We protect them. They're like family to us. Even if you don't know them, you're your neighbor, your friend, your friend's mother, father, sister, brother. So there was a difference in there. And the mafia, if you did shit like this, they'd make you pay the price. Not that you'd go to jail or you get kicked out of the country, you get your brains kicked in. And it didn't happen. and more freedom and more safety. And you saw marches and people from the neighborhoods love the mafia. So now it's not the mafia, it's the military. It's what Trump is doing with the military. It replaced the mafia with the military. So it's even better because you could say, okay, we got rid of the mafia. But you can't leave the streets wide open like that and giving people, like I saw him many, many times. They'll shoot somebody or they'll shoot at somebody. They go in 24 hours, they're out on the street. When I grew up, you did something like that or you got caught or you got arrested, you weren't coming out in 24 hours. There was bails, high bails, and depending on what you did, there was no bail. You were staying in. You knew that. When you're letting them loose and saying, no matter what you do, you may spend 5 minutes in a jail cell or a day or 2 or 3 and you're out. You're asking for it. If you like this episode of The Bullpen, the Mafia news station, watch the full video right here on YouTube. You can also catch every episode of the Bullpen podcast on Apple and Spotify. Hit the link in the description to listen now.